What would you teach me? That's such a put on the spot kind of question too. You can tell I don't really have a.
It depends, but a great sort of early thing to learn about whiskey is there are lots of types of whiskey,
yes,
but different ways of making it, which will then classify it as a more specific type of whiskey. So
bourbon versus rye.
Is mostly 51% or more corn as the grain. Rye, same thing, but 51% or more rye. Scotch is usually 100% malted barley. This is an American whiskey, which that means it's kind of a mix of everything, and they can't call it one or the other.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And that's why it's just straight whiskey.
Exactly.
That's so cool. And then how do you find that the different materials affect the taste?
So bourbons tend to be a little bit sweeter and have a little more kind of a mellowness that at least most people interpret it as like a mellow, easygoing style. Ryes are much more lively and spicy.
Ooh, okay.
And they tend to be a little drier, which is just because corn is sweeter than rye is.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Kind of like chocolate and sometimes coffee notes in rye.
Okay.
Whereas bourbon, you think more like caramel, among many other flavors. But yeah, the ryes are usually spicier. Bourbon's a little sweeter, less spicy than rye. Some bourbons have high rye, so they're spicier, but not as spicy as
a full rye. Yeah. And then a Scotch. What kind of taste profile would you describe that as?
Scotch has many profiles because some distilleries will smoke their grain.
Yes.
They burn peat moss underneath the grain to give it
like the smoky
flavor. But other Scotches don't really do that at all, and that results in a much less smoky, or not smoky at all, and more fruity style.
Yeah.
I think most people think Scotch, they think at least a little bit of a smokiness or very smoky. So that's the
like
big
smoky and fruity?
If you don't like smoky, you could probably still find a great Scotch.
The funny thing is I like all of these different things, but so often I just don't have the education to really like put the finger on, okay, why do I like this versus that? And what are the differences? And also, I gotta say, I don't think I drink them often enough. I'll just be like, ooh, this looks cool. Let's get a bourbon today. And I'll be like, a month later. But yeah, I remember I had a really good Scotch that was like really nice and smoky. So as soon as you said that, I was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, they burn the peat moss underneath.
That's the biggest difference, I would say.
Oh, and you're getting applause. Oh, I'm streaming right now. I hope that's okay.
No, I knew. My family.
Oh my gosh, I always feel so, I like to say it out loud just so that people know before I'm like walking, But yeah, so they're applauding your explanation.
Awesome.
That was so good. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate you like giving me some like beginner tutorial without just being like, well, they're all alcohol.
Yeah, no, there's so much information involving, whiskey, involving wine, everything. It's hard to, when someone says they're an expert, I feel like that's when you know that maybe they're not. Because there's no one can fully comprehend everything or be an expert at everything about it.
Because it's like, it's ephemeral in some ways too. Yeah. Oh my gosh, this was delicious. Thank you so much for letting me try that.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. Is there a trash can for me to?
You can just leave it on here and we'll take care of that. And
Thank you so
if you want,
much.
have a calendar for the rest
Oh
of
my goodness. That I'm like, oh, I've got to try it. I can't believe I already missed so many.
Yeah, there's still a week and a half or so.
That's true.
Tasting every day.
That's true. We got Harlem Standard. Oh, and then I'm seeing these extra large. Well, we're gonna have to come back because I work in Hudson Yards, so I could like pop over after work one day and just have a grand old time.
Yeah, they're all from 5 to 8, so around this time or later every day.
That's so fun. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Oh, look at that, guys. 5 to 8. Extended lineups of great whiskey, so we can try multiple. That's so cool. Yay! Oh my gosh, guys, that was so informational. So informative. So informative. We're definitely going to have to try to come here on the weekend because you can do multiple in one day. Like they've got a bunch of different whiskeys. You can see that, like 2 or 3. Free tastings with an education, that's the best. Popularity, welcome in. Sorry, I had to I wanted to focus in. Ooh, llamas, I wish. Part of the flavor comes from the type of wood from the barrel. Oh yeah, that too.